And let me just get over to the... Yeah.
Someone?
Yeah, something feels off.
Hold it!
Who is it this time?
Sorry I'm late, guys.
I can contempt of court you right now for being late.
Well, I'm late for a reason.
Is the reason in the room with us now?
I've gathered all the logs of one Dr. Francis Dave, a crucial piece of evidence that's been ignored for this entire trial.
Johnny, what are you doing? We're about to win.
No, this case has been nothing but wasted time. Please, I want to hear it out.
Can I get on with the testimony then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I've probably spent more time with the boss than anyone else in this room today, aside from maybe Preston, but I believe that he is innocent. His actions were all a product of the crimes of his predecessor who kidnapped him at birth and experimented on him. He may have technically done some of the crimes he's on trial for, but I believe that he's merely the vehicle for a larger plot, and I think that any crimes that he may be implicated for should be pardoned. All of the boss's actions are a direct result of his abduction as a literal newborn baby, and I don't think that he was actually the one calling any of the shots. He was forced in the position that he's currently in, and there is someone far greater at fault. I spent a week with him, and through that week, what I saw was a broken man who was mistreated.
And maybe I haven't been paying attention to shorts for as much as I thought.
Instinct based on the crimes of Dr. Francis Dave. He was the weapon, but someone else was pulling the trigger.
Even so, he still went through with everything. He could have stopped.
That's the thing, I don't think he could have stopped. Legally, he's dead.
He's what?
He has no birth certificate. He has no ID. I don't even know how we got him on trial. He doesn't even have a name. He calls himself the boss because he wants to feel some level of control in a life where he's had none from the beginning. Since birth, he has been a captive. He has been a slave to his abductor. So
Actually, come to think of it, Johnny Razor did actually have a bunch of videos about the situation.
If this Francis Dave is responsible, he's dead, as CDOT pointed out at the very beginning of this trial. How could you prove that he is still pulling the strings?
the logs. CDOT also mentioned that Dr. Francis Dave left a full paper trail detailing how he did all of it. And I'd like to take a moment to share them with the court.
Very well. Let's see it.
Guys, we have some evidence to look over on my Samsung Galaxy S20 BTS.
Who is this?
Let me pull it up on my phone right now.
I began constructing my first version of the machine in 2002. It was simple in its form. It did not aim to replicate the body, but the mind. After several years of tweaking, I finally had a prototype ready. I used it on the boy. I obtained a copy of the original and placed it in the other. This time, as I observed him, he gave the same responses. Not all of the time, but enough to conclude that it's the same person. I reverted him back to his initial state. He was confused. He retained artifacts of both lives. He was broken. I had broken him. This would come back to bite me. Though he had survived unlike the others, he was not without flaw. The body cannot contain two souls at once, or it begins to crack. I damaged the boy. I had to remove the excess, but the science of souls is not perfect. I took from both, the equivalent of one forged from two. We do what we must for progress.
What progress are you getting from stealing souls?
On December 13th, 2022, I died. It was an uneventful day. I poured my last ounce of life into my work, then passed at my desk. The clone was there. He gave me a solemn look that said everything I was thinking. This was not the end. Though this soul may burn out, an identical one would take his place and continue the work that this old body once did. Death eludes me now. I know not if I will ever truly die. Though my mortal shell fell that day, the clone made me anew. I remember every moment, but I know that it was not me. The failsafe is in place. If someone uses the machine again, I will be back. I fear what he will do with me. My work cannot be lost. He knows how to operate it. I told him everything. He will be the key to his own undoing. I'm so sorry for what I've wrought upon this cursed world. Anything for progress.
This is interesting, sure, but it still isn't proof that the boss is innocent.
Objection! I think it is.
How so?
The logs paint a very clear picture of the environment in which the boss was raised, but they also show that Francis Dave isn't dead.
What?
Actually, Francis Dave is in this very room right now.
Order! This is a very bold claim, ma'am. This is your final chance. Please show me who in this room is Francis Dave or this trial is over.
I need to show them who Francis Dave is. I know he's here, but who is he really?
I don't know, we are literally the ones who get to decide the war.
It's Preston.
How?
Bam, you good if I take this?
Go ahead.
In log 15, Dr. Francis Dave states, if anyone uses the machine, I'll be back. Which means that one of the original clones has to have been Francis Dave. Furthermore, in the footage we uncovered showing the clone creation process, there was an error in making the clone of Riggy. Most assumed it was because of his weird hybrid species.
Hey!
But I believe it was because of the failsafe. And we have further proof. In log 5, the doctor states that placing two souls in one body causes the body to crack. And just look at Preston's face.
Hey, they're not cracks, they're scars! Cool, mystical scars!
They're cracks.
Yeah, that's cracks.
Did somebody say crack?
Wait, but isn't Dun Bun living inside of Bun Dun? Shouldn't he be cracking too?
No, he has a crack on his ass.